Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a berry halo eye using the Tartiest Pro palette. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep watching. So I have done my brows off camera, but the products I used was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown, along with 2 brow gels. The first one I used was the Tarte Tinted Brow Gel in rich brown. And I just used that at the front of my brows. I wanted to define the hairs a little bit more and make them a little bit darker, as they're always really sparse there. And then for the rest of the brows, I just used the Benefit Ready Set Brow, and it's just a clear brow gel as I didn't want any extra colour at the end of the tail. Then I'm taking the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and that's in the shade Eden. It's just got a little bit of colour to it, which is great if you want to hide any veins or discoloration on your eyes and stuff. Then I'm going to just set the eyeshadow primer with a translucent powder, and the one I'm going to be using is just out of the Tarte Skin Twinkle Palette, and it's just the filtered light one. So the first colour out of the Tartiest Pro palette I'll be using is the colour Chic, and that'll be used as the transition colour. Then taking the shade Mod, I'll be popping that on the inner corner of my eye and the outer V, just trying to create a halo effect. Then taking the shade Drama, I'm just going to be popping that in the same place as the shade Mod. Then I'll be taking the shade Vintage and just popping that on my brow bone as a highlight. I then used the colour Glam on my lid. I used my finger just dipping it into the palette and putting it on that way, just so I could get the most pigmentation. However, I did find that I wasn't 100% happy with the shade for this look. So I then actually took the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit, and I used the shade Pink Heart just straight on top of the other shade Glam, just to add more of an iridescent pinky look, and I think it turned out a lot better than just using the shade Glam by itself. Then lastly for the eyes, I took the Skin Twinkle Volume 2 palette, and I used the shade Skylight, and I popped that on the inner corner of my eye and just a little bit on my brow bone, just to add a little bit more shimmer to the look. Then off camera, I just quickly put on some eyeliner and falsies. The eyeliner I used was just the Bobbi Brown Long Wear Gel Liner in black ink, and the lashes was House of Lashes in Siren. So because we're in winter in Australia at the moment and my skin's just feeling a little bit more drier than normal, I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Hangover Primer, as it's such a moisturising primer and it really does hydrate the skin a fair bit, so I'm just popping that on my skin. Then taking the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation in the shade 3.5, I'm just squirting a little bit onto the back of my hand and popping that on my face, then blending it out with a beauty blender. Taking my trusty Tarte Shape tape, I'm just going to pop some of that under my eyes, on my nose, a little bit on my forehead and my chin, just to highlight some areas. Then I'm going to grab the Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes with that. I love using the sponge for it because I just feel like it really sinks into my skin a lot better. Sometimes when I use setting powder, I always find it looks a little bit cakey, but whenever I use my beauty blender and put the product on that and then onto my skin, I just never have any trouble with it. Then for contouring today, I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Coco Contour Palette, which is the light to medium one, and I'm going to be taking the shade Medium Cocoa, and I'll just be contouring a little bit on my cheekbones and my forehead. Then as well as that, I do also want to bronze my face up a little bit. Again, taking another Too Faced product. This is the Baked Bronzer in Sweet Tea. I'm just going to go over the areas where I contoured, so again, just on my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead. So I'll just be taking a blush from Too Faced out of the Love Flush collection, and I'll be using the shade Your Love Is King and just popping that on my cheeks. So today I'm actually going to use 2 highlighting palettes. The first one I used was by Tarte, and it was the Skin Twinkle Volume 2 in the shade Skylight. I just didn't find that was bright enough for the look I'd done today, so I then took my favourite palette, which is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's the Nicole Guerriero one, and I just used the shade Kitty Cat. So I did do my lips off camera and I wanted a more vampy look today, so I used the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the shade Bow and Arrow, but this would definitely look good with a neutral nude as well. Then lastly, I'm just going to take some setting spray. I'm going to use the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. So I hope everyone enjoyed this tutorial today. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, feel free to follow me on all my social medias, which I have Facebook and Instagram as well, and it's just at Cassie Beardmore. And stay tuned for the next tutorial coming soon. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!